Hello guys and welcome back to Pushing the Potters. It's episode number 10. As you can see on the little intro screen there, we are going to be opening an advent calendar. It is Spurs, it is Christmas, it's coming, so get out your Christmas jumpers. Yeah, it's July. What am I talking about? Let's have a look at the game. So, we're getting back involved with the teams above. We are 5th as it stands, 25 points. You can see how crazy it is at the top, to be honest. 7 teams, or 6 teams I should say, separated by just a single point. The most interesting thing, of course, is that we have the joint best goal difference, so we certainly deserve a place in that top 6. If only we hadn't lost 3 games, or those 2 games against Southampton and Leicester, I can allow the United defeat, really. So let's see how we have been doing in recent weeks. Since we lost to Benfica, we've actually done pretty well, barring the Champions League defeat to Juventus. We followed up immediately after Benfica with a 3-0 win away at Crystal Palace. It was a second half showing. In fact, we scored 2 of our goals in the last 5 minutes, but Dembele and Vlasic scoring there. We managed to beat Wigan by 2-0 to progress into the 5th round of the League Cup. Vlasic again and Arnautovic grabbing the goals. A fine home win over Newcastle, with Dembele, Tellers, Arnautovic and Berardi scoring. Again, it was a bit of a second half showing. It was 1-0 and tight up until they managed to take it away from them. And then a 3-1 win at Benfica, which our revenge over Benfica, despite them giving us problems in the last 2 seasons. We were 3-0, including a goal for Milik. Not a common occurrence so far this season, but he did score there, thank the Lord. Then an away win over Burnley. It was rather routine, but again we had to deal. I mean, they were down to 10 men, and we only really made it safe in the last few minutes of the game with Thomas Lemar and a Tuanzebe, excuse my pronunciation, own goal just in the first half after they'd gone down to 10 men. Then we won 3-2 against West Ham. High-flying West Ham. They are actually still above us in the league. We took a very early lead and doubled that with Vlasic scoring in the first minute and then Lemar in the 29th. Only then for Faguli to score on the stroke of half-time, and then it was a late showing again. Dembele in the 86th minute before Faguli pulled back a consolation in added on time. So he scored 2 goals in time added on for both halves. Still, we won 3-2. Happy days. Champions League again, we were cruising, really. We were 1-0 up. We hit the bar as well in the second half. Mbula gave us the lead, and we were comfortable. And then Cuadrado turned it on. Took the game away from us, really, and Marquisio scored when we were trying to push forward to get an equaliser. So all in all, we looked at the Premier League. Let's look at that group table. We're ninth in a 4-team Champions League group. That's a great one, yeah. So we're 3rd. We've got 9 points again. Our last game is going to be against Basel. It is at home. I expect us to win, but I expected us to beat Benfica at home last year, and again this year, to be honest. If we end up in the Europa League, I'm going to be gutted because 9 points is normally enough. Obviously, Benfica and Juventus will play each other, so they can't both win. So I think we're going to sneak through this time. I really do. It's just unfortunate that it's going to have to be. It's going to have to go. I mean, we could still finish top, of course. If we win and they draw, then that means we finish top of the group. So it's not all doom and gloom in that regard. But yeah, today we're back to Premier League action. It is Tottenham Hotspur, as the Christmas jumper indicated. I've opened the advent calendar. The chocolates have begun. But first and foremost, let's get this window open here. Something very important for us for the forthcoming transfer window. You can see our transfer budget is already a healthy 22 million. Not a huge amount in the wage budget, but the board have asked us to attend a meeting to discuss the available wage budget. I'm always going to be quite comfortable. Let's see what we can do. I don't know why we would perhaps say we should invest that elsewhere. Let's see how much the board are willing to give us. So there we go. The moment of truth. Let's open the window together. It's not a huge increase, is it? £6 million. I mean, it's warmly received. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Paul Ledsham. But you could have just emailed me that. Did I need to come in for a meeting? It's chicken feed in the Premier League. Okay, well, let's get into the game then. So he called me in early before the game. He's got my head all over the place thinking about he's going to give me another 40-50 million. And he throws £6 million down on the table. I'd prefer him just keep his nose out at this point, to be honest. But there we go. We'll see if we can invest this. It does give us more money to work with, although we might have to chuck that into the wage budget. So I think this is the team we're going to line up with today. It is the team that lost 3-1 at Juventus, but it is Butland in goal. Trippier continues at right back with Tellish at left. Bucks and Yedvai. Shawcross has been demoted to the bench. It's just that Tin Yedvai is such an accomplished defender. He's coming through. John Brooks obviously is an absolute legend for us so far. Joe Allen and Mbula in the centre. On the right side, Berardi, Lamar in the middle, Vlasic on the left, and Dembele continues up front. The bench with Kyle Walker-Peters, Shawcross, Sayer, Arnautovic, Sigurdsson, who's still yet to score, and Milik. For those of you on Twitter, you will have seen that I have transfer listed Gabby Sigurdsson. He asked for a move to Monaco and kicked off about the proposed transfer fee of 40 million. I don't understand why players think they can dictate how much they are worth. I don't know. Surely players don't have that option to discuss that in real life. But who knows? I've never actually had a row with a footballer that I know of. Anyway, let's get into this then. So we are at home. It is important that we try and keep picking up the wins. Obviously, if we win today, this is the early game, so we'll actually go top of the Premier League. So that wouldn't be a bad way to kick off December as the teams warm up, come out onto the pitch. Let's see if we can do the business. A few questions there. You can see there, you had a quick glance of it. I do skip over this quite quickly, but let's just have a look at these. So you can see that Tottenham Hotspur is pretty much as you expect to. Well, actually, I say that, but they've actually made some interesting signings. Raphael, I assume that's the former Manchester United right back. It is indeed. That's an odd one. Phil Jones in the centre with Andy Robertson at left back. Of course, now plays for Liverpool just recently. Will Hughes playing in the middle. They've got Philippe Anderson, who we saw when we last played Tottenham. Other than that, I'm not sure who Carlos Soler is. Looks like they picked him up from Palace. Okay, Paco Alcacer, of course. But yeah, there's still Harry Kane. Obviously, we're into December, so he's probably scored 40-50 goals already this season. Let's hope we can do the business today and carry on our upward momentum after what was a lacklustre first part of the season. You'd be pleased to know that Ricky Fuller's stopped getting on me back. To be honest, if he thinks he can do a better job, he's more than welcome to try, and he hasn't made the step into management in this game at all, so he's obviously more of a chatter than a doer when it comes to the football management. Anyway, Will Hughes pings it forward. It's headed away. Here's Mbula now. It's Berardi on the right flank. He's charging forward with it. Mbula now. He's got the strike on it. Decides not to. Dembele off the bar, down into the goal. They always look so good when they do it like that. Those of you who are old enough to remember Tony Yeboah's strike for Leeds. If you don't know, Google that. Get it on YouTube. Other video streaming sites I'm sure will be available with that source. But that's the kind of goal I'm looking for. Dembele there seemingly tackled by his own man. So teamwork needs to improve. That's probably a goal. Harry Kane. I think we can blame ourselves there. We tackled we did our own breakup play. Very disappointing. Still 1-1. We've been largely the worst team. But it is Tottenham. Here's Thomas Lamar. Moussa Dembele again. Sort of tackled, but this time Berardi off the post, I think this time, yes. 1-1. Come on, boys. Come on, let's start with December with a bang. Right, Tellers now takes the throw. This suggests that Mbula's messed it up. Harry Kane, he does it all on his own. He's probably... Oh, well done, Yedvai. Is it Yedvai? Or Yedvaj? I've never known how really to say that now. I go with Yedvai. I assume it's a silent J at the end. But I could be very wrong. It could be Jedvaj. It could be Jedvaj. Right, here we go. Thomas Lamar, Mbula. Into Vlasic. Lamar. Struck beautifully into the bottom corner by Domenico Berardi. Just his fourth of the season. I don't know if really I should be playing him up front. But we're going to keep him on the flank. He's done well there. I mean, he had a good shot earlier, hit the post, and this time he's improved on that and found the bottom corner. Nice. Can we hold on to this for half-time? Harry Kane's in again. Oh, it's well cleared, though, and Mr. Dembele, he's quite isolated, but players are arriving. He ignores them and loses out. Here's Felipe Anderson, who has a strange wayward shot as that flies off towards the Bergevans, and to apparent safety. Oh, it's been an interesting game so far. Certainly a action-packed first half. Certainly, we've been okay, I think, and to be winning is excellent. We'll tell them to keep their heads on. We all know. Well, we saw it just in the last game. Leading at half time, end up losing 3-1 to Juventus. It won't be the last team to do that, of course, but we need to stay true to ourselves and keep pushing forwards. 2-1 is by no means a solid scoreline. And as I say that, Harry Kane bundles the ball into the back of the net. Set piece there, costing us. I don't know if there was a defensive switch off. Maybe Shawcross is the man to play. That's disappointing. I feel the worst, to be honest. I just think Tottenham are better than us today. I think we've probably been a little bit fortunate with the goals we scored. Will Hughes thought, fortunately, that wasn't Harry Kane, because we all know what would happen if that had been Mr. Kane himself. That would have been rattled in. Alright, so Dembele's not been great. We'll take him off. Including Vlasic, he's not been great. Now, I'm going to bring on Arnautovic. I've had enough of Sigurdsson and his moods, to be honest. His average ratings are nowhere near good enough. He's yet to score in 12 appearances, despite his goal heroics, you would say, last season. I just can't stand for it, to be honest. If he really thinks he wants to leave, he's not. I haven't had any bids for him. So, and he only asked her about leaving after the window shut, which tells you everything about the man. So we're going to take off Tellers. We're going to bring on Eric Peters just for a bit of fitness, a bit of freshness, and hope that maybe we can just sneak a win. Although a draw wouldn't be too bad. It does still take us top. So you never know. It's 4 minutes to play. Can we find our way through? Eric Peters now. He's sort of running to a. Yes, Eric. A bit more time needed in the training pitch there, I think. Yes, that wasn't the highlight we were hoping for. Good one. Right, so 2-2. I think we should have been better there. The performance wasn't good. We have come back from Juventus just a few days ago. You can see we really didn't get any shots on target. Criticism of the referee there, but I didn't really see anything. I mean, he hardly gave us any free kicks. Maybe that was it. But still, we weren't at our best, and we still got something out of the game against a good side, and it does move us up the table, at least temporarily, so we are into top spot. So that is good news in itself. Where shall we return? So we are into the Christmas season. You can see we've got quite a few tasty fixtures. People will be spending their Christmas bonuses on match tickets. So where shall we return? To be honest, the games around Boxing Day and New Year are pretty ordinary. I may come back, I know it's soon, but I may come back for a little double header. Chelsea and Arsenal. A bit of a London trip for the Arsenal. We always lose there. Notice as well, Arsenal, despite winning the two last seasons quite comfortably, have started this season pretty poorly. Seems like Arsenal has returned to his former ways, and Arsenal found themselves down in 11th. So I don't really know what's happened there. Maybe they've had to sell some of their big players. Not really by the look of it, given the values. Coquelin's gone out. Jan Terrell, so nothing of huge note. Maybe just the signings this season have not been the right ones. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that. I'm sure they'll be probably finishing a lot higher, and certainly will give us a good seeing to at the Emirates. But that's where we'll come back then. We'll be visiting back for the Chelsea and Arsenal games. It's been exciting. It's the live comms again. That's now, I believe, 3 in a row that I've recorded and not been able to complete a win. So I'm blaming you lot, to be honest. Right then. Okay, if you have enjoyed that, I want to thank you very, very much for watching. Even if you didn't enjoy it, to be honest, thank you very much for watching if you've got to this point. If you have enjoyed it, though, please do pop a like on there and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. Plenty more to come. We're hoping to finish in the Champions League qualification places. Let's progress there. Let's push on. Let's win this English league, and let's see where we can take ourselves. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for watching. Ta-ra!